Good day, everyone. Today I will be presenting a dissertation paper titled Effect of Technology Integration in Middle School Math Proficiency, a Multiple Linear Regression Study. So this dissertation was conducted by Anita McClain and Teresa North and published in the International Journal of Education in Mathematics, Science, and Technology in 2021. So let's proceed to page 10, in which I want to show the acknowledgement section confirming that this is a dissertation origin. It's highlighted here that this paper is part of the completed dissertation from the University of Phoenix, as stated in the PhD program in Higher Education Administration. So before we present the model or theory used in this study, let me go on first to the research questions. So we can find the research questions on page 5 here. So for the research questions, we have two research questions here provided in this paper. First is, to what extent is there a association between student academic year, math growth, and level of technology integration? The next is, how can the cessation of substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition technology integration be modeled to explain student math growth? So the first research question in the math education perspective, so this focuses on whether integrating technology meaningfully helps students develop stronger mathematical skills, improve conceptual understanding, and achieve higher math proficiency. While in the research question number 2, this investigates how the quality of technology used influences students' mathematical progress, emphasizing the instructional design behind math learning activities. So about the model used in math education in this paper, let's proceed to page 3 here under the theoretical framework. So the model used here is being derived from the Bloom's taxonomy of 1956. So based on the Bloom's taxonomy, it shows the level increasing from cognitive level from remembering to evaluating. And based on this, it becomes the inspiration by Puente Dura 2006 and 2014 to apply the Bloom's taxonomy. That's why the model is now called the SAMR framework, in which it's somewhat like the same with the Bloom's taxonomy that associates increased learning value as teachers advance in their use of technology in the classroom. So we have 4: substitution, augmentation, to modification, and finally to redefinition. So the study here primarily used the Puente Duras SAMR model, which is commonly used also in mathematics education, especially in categorizing how the mathematical technology used and transforms in math instruction. So by using this framework, it categorizes technology into 4 levels. So I have mentioned earlier, we have the substitution, the augmentation, the modification, and the definition. So these are the levels. And based on these levels, this mirrors the Bloom's taxonomy, in which the SAMR levels connects from the lower to higher cognitive engagement. So this is the detailed discussion of the SAMR model. So based here, It's about SAMR integration. So it's the integration of the technology used especially in teaching mathematics or in mathematics education. So recognizing the teachers would likely not be familiar with SAMR terms, so they were provided with examples to identify the different type of technology integration to be used in the mathematics classrooms. So to give more emphasis about this model, please allow me to discuss each part or each area of the model. So we have four. So the first one is about substitution, the S in the SAMR. So we say substitution, it is when the technology replaces traditional tools with no added function. In other words, it is a technology which replaces traditional math tools, like for example, using calculator instead of manual computation or use of other updated softwares instead of the manual computation. So the next is the augmentation or the A in the SAMR. For the augmentation, it talks about technology which acts as a direct substitute but with functional improvements. So meaning it adds functional improvements. Like for example, using graphing tools to visualize linear equations. We have lots of uh, applications or softwares that we can apply to visualize this kind of graphs, and it makes our life easier by using some tools. So next is what we call the modification. We say modification, the technology significantly redesign task. So it allows a significant task redesign, such as students analyzing real-time datasets or constructing geometric models dynamically. So it's a higher level in the SAMR in which the students could use real-time or they can construct objects out from softwares given. So next we have here the highest level, which is called the redefinition. We say redefinition, it is a technology creates tasks that were previously impossible, which means to say that uh, it makes mathematical tasks previously impossible, such as creating digital simulations, math animations, or collaborative problem-solving platforms, which means to say that we can create more tasks for our students, which is impossible to do if we don't have this kind of technology. So we have here the specific examples. So next, let's state how the author used the SAMR model in the study. So it's the SAMR model really highlights the use of the technology that can be integrated in the classes, and by determining the levels, we can use the levels to determine if our students are progressing from the lower level to the highest level. Because somewhat like the same with the Bloom's taxonomy, the lower level also measures the understanding and or the remembering and the comprehension or the remembering sections, and like then going up to the creating and evaluating. The next we have how it's being used. Let's proceed to page 4. For page 4 to 6. So how it's being used, as you can see here, the highlight sky blue. The highlight sky blue here represents how it's being used. The first is it will it formulate as an instrument in which it asks teachers to have a self-report on how often they use each SAMR level using a seven-point Likert scale from daily to never. So the SAMR model as used in the by the author here is being operationalized by formulating an instrument. Next we have here on page 6. So on page 6, it also used as a system of coding each teacher as a user or a non-user, especially in determining the augmentation, the modification, and redefinition based on whether they use the level at least most 6 weeks. Then next, you can also see here table 3 that's been applied by the hierarchical multiple linear regression to determine how each SAMR level of predicted the map brought scores. And we can see here that table 3 substitution was used by all teachers, so it served as the baseline for the comparison, becomes the constant. So that's how the author used the model. So next, we're going to determine if the model used here is true in the context of the study. So let's have page 7 to 9 as highlighted in the color peach, so on. So based on the results and discussions, this is based on the results and the discussion here. I can see here that the results show that SAMR model did have a real significant impact. Especially you can see here some highlighted discussions that we can see terms like significant, significant increase, significance, highly significant hierarchical contribution. So it means that uh, the model have a significant impact on student math proficiency. So we can see from page 7 to 9 the significant results, which are highlighted with the color peach, and which further indicates that the SAMR model across each area have impact of the math proficiency, especially on each level. You can see here in the substitution, the modification, the redefinition. So based on those results, we can say that in this study, the SAMR model proved to be true, meaning that the higher levels of SAMR use predicted higher student achievement. So here are the key findings. Let's go back to the table 3, page 7. You can see here that substitution as the baseline, students has an average growth of 6.39 points. And by adding augmentation, it would increase the map graph by 1.06 points with p-value of 0.008. And by adding modification, we have additional 2.12 points with p-value of 0.002. And lastly, adding redefinition, we have the additional points of 1.19 with a p-value of 0.003. So when combined, so on page 9, page 8 rather, page 8, can say that when combined, using the augmentation, the modification, and the redefinition, at least most weeks, it would produce a total increase of 4.37 points above the substitution is only teaching. So, as to provide a key idea of the conclusion, we can say that the SAMR model proved to be a reliable predictor of the student achievement in mathematics. So teachers who have technology at higher SAMR levels, especially modification and redefinition, contributed to the significantly higher math growth scores. So that's the model here, which is the substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition model is validated by the results of this dissertation study. So the authors recommend more teacher training focused not on new technology tools, but on how to use technology in deeper, more transformative ways. So aligned with the SAMR framework. So that's all for my presentation about the application of the theories and models in the math dissertation paper. So which is, again, uh, the model used in this paper is the SAMR framework. So thank you for listening, and I hope this helps us all think about better ways to use technology in teaching mathematics.